Right, hello and welcome to the best car added to Gran Turismo 7 in 2024. Now, why I say this is because this is actually one of the first cars added to the game this year, alongside the Genesis Vision GT vehicle, which we will be checking out in tomorrow's video. But today we are going to be focusing and putting the Suzuki Jimny to the absolute test to see if it's really worth picking up in Gran Turismo 7. So, with that being said, the Suzuki Jimny can get picked up from Brand Central for 18,000 credits. Now, what do you get for said money? Well, you are going to get 63 brake horsepower, 4-wheel drive, and a vehicle that weighs just over 1,000 kg. So, rather lightweight, extremely low on power, but extremely affordable. Now, if we take this over, and you also get a load of color options to choose from. If we head on over to Kyoto Driving Park, well, we're gonna find ourselves sitting a top speed of 125 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. But in fact, you really don't need to brake. You do not have enough power to actually go that fast that you need to slam on the brakes. The Suzuki Jimny bone stock, it's not going to be setting any lap time records, but I mean, with it having less than 100 horsepower, that shouldn't be your first thought. So after going around the circuit 2 times, I set a fastest lap time of 2 minutes and 32 seconds, which honestly rivals the slowest lap time I've ever set around the circuit. So if you're looking for a pure track racer, the Suzuki Jimny is not your way to go. But with that being said, the Suzuki Jimny is also known for its off-road capability. So once we take it off-road, we see that it actually handles and performs more at home. Now I can respect it. This little off-roader, the Japanese G-Wagon, this car is just a little bundle of joy, if I'm gonna be honest with you. It's so quirky and it really reminds me of previous Gran Turismo games, because Gran Turismo wasn't all about its pure Group 1 races and full on race cars. No, they used to add quirky vehicles like the Suzuki Jimny to just add some variety and something that you wouldn't really find in other racing games. So to get behind the wheel of Suzuki Jimny, it really gave me almost a sense of nostalgia, even though it's not possible to have nostalgia with a new car. But you get what I'm saying. It gives you a vibe of experiencing something different away from your typical Group 1, 2 and 3 race cars. But the Suzuki Jimny, we need to sort it out, because honestly, driving the Suzuki Jimny in its standard states is as much fun as watching paint on a wall dry. So yeah, let's head on over to the tuning shop and actually improve this vehicle. So after spending quite a bit of money, and the fact that it has ultimate parts I just find so funny, but yes, after fully upgrading the Suzuki Jimny, we are going to be left with 158 brake horsepower and a vehicle that comes in at a weight of 844 kgs. So we've made it even lighter and we've actually improved the power output. So that should mean that this vehicle is going to perform a whole lot better. So now, this is what I really like about the Suzuki Jimny, is actually the visual aspects of this vehicle. Because if you want to spice up and make your Jimny a little bit more unique, or you just want to add a bit more character to your Suzuki Jimny, you can do exactly that. Firstly, you have a wide body kit that honestly fits the car extremely well. It's not your typical where they just like stretch the fenders out. It adds actually a proper looking wide body kit that you would purchase in real life. Then for your front bumper, well, we see that the Suzuki Jimny has 2 options, and the prices for these parts aren't actually that bad at all. We see 2 side skirts for the Suzuki Jimny, and then at the rear you can remove the rear tire and actually change up the rear bumper just a little bit. We see no rear wing can be added, sadly. You can add a roll cage however, and then the tow hook is also a little bit different than your typical tow hooks that you'd find on other vehicles, and you can also change the grille on the Suzuki Jimny. So once you are done customizing your Suzuki Jimny, well, when you take it back out onto circuit, you are gonna feel a world of change, because the overall performance now changed drastically, and the Suzuki Jimny is a load of fun, because if you actually set the vehicle to have a little bit lower grip tires, the same amount of power, you can get a whole lot of sliding action out of the Suzuki Jimny, and it can turn into a proper little drift car, which I really didn't expect that from the Suzuki Jimny. But still, the vehicle is fun, it's fast. Okay, fast is a bit of a stretch, it is faster than standard, but if you do set proper lap times around here, also driving park, you are gonna find yourself setting lap times around the 1 minute 54 second mark, which, look, it's not the fastest thing out there, it's not gonna be the fastest car you've driven, but it's something unique, it's something different, and it's something fun that has come to Gran Turismo 7. Even when it comes to the off-roading aspect, I mean, it's so much better on-road, and it feels like it's even more improved off-road. And to also go along with the Suzuki Jimny, well, they added the Jimny Cup, which finds ourselves going off-road both on sand and snow, as well as doing a circuit events. And this really puts your Suzuki Jimny up against other Jimnys to see how good you are at handling this little beast. And when I tell you, this event was so short and sweet and just added so much fun and actually gave a purpose to use the Suzuki Jimny. And when I tell you, you just end up with a smile on your face from the Suzuki Jimny. Yes, it's not the fastest thing out there, it's not the go-to vehicle that I would have wanted added to a game, but it's one of those cars that, I mean, I personally wouldn't have asked for it to come to a game, but I'm actually glad it's come to a game. And that's also a reason that it's my favorite car added this year to Gran Turismo 7, because yes, the Vision GT, the Genesis, I had fun in it, but honestly, I preferred my time in the Suzuki Jimny. There's something about this compact SUV, I mean, do you even classify this as an SUV? This mini G-Wagon that is just so much fun and is such a blast. And the fact that you can just rip it around through corners adds so much fun and just joy to the Suzuki Jimny. So if you haven't tried out the Suzuki Jimny, I actually recommend you do, because even with doing the events in the Jimny Cup, by the end of it you should actually earn back the money that you paid for the Suzuki Jimny and actually cover some of the costs for purchasing and upgrading the car. So the Suzuki Jimny all around is a fun vehicle and you should consider picking it up, and let me know your thoughts on the Suzuki Jimny. So with all of this being said, thank you so much for watching, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you guys in the next Gran Turismo 7 video. Peace.